Okay, Lydia, what are we doing today?
We are reviewing Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
And this is a good movie?
Yes,
Yes, very good.
very good.
Very good. One of your favorites?
Yes.
All right, let's hit it. What was that invisible thing we just saw?
That was an obscurial.
An obscurial. How do you get an obscurial? What's an obscurial?
An obscurial is a dark force that is formed when a young witch or wizard suppresses their magic.
Suppresses their magic?
hmm
So why would you suppress your magic? Isn't like magic awesome?
Yeah, well, sometimes, like, say, in the Salem witch trials, witches and wizards were being persecuted, so a lot of young witches or wizards decided that they didn't want to be magical because their kind were being persecuted, so they tried to suppress their magic.
And then this dark parasite forms then?
Yeah.
And that's a bad thing?
Yeah.
All right, got
it
it.
kills them.
Kills them. Okay. Okay, so Lydia, what is this platypus duck thingy thing?
That is a niffler.
Niffler, and what are nifflers used for? What's their superpower?
They go after anything shiny. Gold, silver.
So expensive things.
Yeah.
They can be expensive. They're usually expensive, correct?
Yeah, they might just go after spoons if they're shiny though.
So he was shaking this thing and think tons and tons of stuff was falling out of it. So it could store a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah. Probably has an enhanced pouch.
Enhanced pouch, like a magical pouch, bigger than its own body. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. All right, let's move on. Lydia, so what was that thing?
That was a demiguise.
A demigod.
Demiguise.
Demigod.
Demiguise.
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 Demiguise?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like an invisible monkey. Or an invisible lemur or something, right? He looked like a something.
Like an invisible Dumbledore mixed with an ape.
Invisible Dumbledore. So this is I remember from the books. I read the books a long, long time ago, but I remember the books. They made invisible cloaks out of those things, right?
Yep.
But not the invisible cloak that Harry had. His invisible cloak was special, right?
Yep.
Spoiler.
Deathly Hallows.
Spoiler in case you've never read a Harry Potter book, which
Go do that.
All right, moving on. And the rhino with the glowing horn. What's that thing?
In a rumpet.
In a rumpet. So it's like a giant rhino with a glowing horn. Does it do anything special?
It can like blow things up with its horn when it sticks its horn things.
Oh, it doesn't sound very useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the wizards probably want to hunt that thing, or they don't like those things very much.
Yeah.
So what's up with the suitcase? The suitcase is like a vacuum cleaner.
Well, I'm guessing there's like some kind of suction charm put on it.
You seen the rumpet, rumpert. E-rumpet got sucked into the suitcase, even though when he just opened it up, it like sucked his big butt in there.
My two theories are maybe he stepped into it, or maybe he put some kind of suction charm in there.
So would the rumpet just fall on top of some other smaller animals that were right underneath the where the rumpet fell in?
I think that he would have like moved the entrance, maybe.
Move the entrance so the rumpet would fall into its habitat, maybe within the suitcase. We would hope so.
Yeah.
You don't want to be underneath in a rumpet when it falls in.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Moving on. You know who that guy was? The actor, I mean, not the character.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. How do you know who Colin Farrell is?
Because I watch YouTube videos to refer to him.
He was in movies like Alexander the Great. He played Alexander the Great. He was Bullseye in the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie. And, what else was he in? Pretty much, he's been in Total Recall remake from Arnold Schwarzenegger. You don't know any of those movies, do you?
No.
No, they were all terrible. You're not missing anything. He's a great actor, and he plays in terrible
Yeah.
movies, but he's finally got in a good movie. This was a good movie,
Yeah.
right?
Really good movie.
Yeah, he's a good actor, and he got in a good movie. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. All right, so he can do magic like he's not using a wand or saying spells. He's just
Yeah.
like, and things are happening. How's
Because
that work?
spoilers, he is actually Grindelwald in disguise in this movie.
Huge spoiler. I guess we're gonna have to put spoiler on our title frame now.
Yeah.
You kind of gave away the ending,
Spoilers.
didn't you? Way to go, Lydia! Just give away the ending. Colin Farrell is Grindelwald. And Grindelwald. That doesn't explain to me how he can just be, and everybody else has got to use a spell and they got to say the words and everything.
He's like a really powerful wizard. He's the second most powerful wizard in the world besides Albus Dumbledore.
So him and Dumbledore are like two alpha wizards.
Yeah.
So if you're a really good wizard, you can just do spells. You don't need a wand to do a spell.
Yeah.
Right? You can just use your hands and your mind.
And also random trivia. Wagadu actually specializes in that. That's the African Wizarding School.
Ah, they specialize in doing spells without.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Wagadu.
Wagadu. And that's the African Wizarding School?
Yeah.
And that's way better than Hogwarts, right?
I don't know.
All right, moving on. Who is that woman? What's the actress's? Not the actress's name. What's her character's name?
Tina.
Tina. What's her? Does she have more than the name Tina? Is there a bigger name?
Porpentina Goldstein.
Porpentina Goldstein. Porpentina. What kind of name is Porpentina?
It comes from the word porpentine, which means porcupine.
Porcupine. Why is she named after a porcupine?
I
They
don't
don't.
know.
They don't tell us. So what was going on there? It looks like something bad was about to happen to her.
Yeah, they were being sentenced to death.
Sentenced to death. That's a pretty. They got the death penalty back then, huh?
Yeah.
So what was her crime?
Well, they thought that she murdered someone with the Creatures and Noops case. They
Okay.
also
Well, murder. Yeah, I guess you could
Yeah.
sentence to death for murder.
then also they exposed the Wizarding World.
Can you be sentenced to death just for exposing the Wizarding World without the murder?
Probably.
Without the murder, they don't tell you exactly what the statute is.
Yeah, and then they also released dangerous creatures into New York.
Okay. So they had captured Grindelwald? Grindelwald?
Yeah,
Grindelwald. Is it Grindelwald?
yeah, Grindelwald.
Grindelwald. Why didn't they throw him in the magic lake of death there?
I don't know. The only explanation given is that they wanted to have him have a trial. In
So
Europe.
Grindelwald goes to prison, but this lady who has been done nothing but good in her life gets sentenced to death.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Oh, that was the Obscurial you were telling me about earlier.
Yep.
The little girl's the Obscurial.
No.
No, but they think the little girl's the Obscurial.
Yes.
But the little girl isn't actually the Obscurial. She just has an Obscurial in her, like a parasite. Is that what you're saying?
No. She's just like the red herring that everyone thinks it's her because she's a kid and no Obscurial survived past the age of 10.
So the person is an Obscurial. I thought the Obscurial was a parasite.
The Obscurial's the person, the Obscurus is the parasite.
So if you have an Obscurus, you're an Obscurial.
Yeah.
Got it. And the Obscurials, they kill people.
Yeah.
And then we saw the belt, so you can become an Obscurial through abuse, through child abuse. Through child abuse. Got it. Okay.
Like any kind of abuse related to magic.
Any kind of abuse related to magic. Or suppressing your magic.
Yeah.
Alright.
Mm.
Lydia, if you abuse your kids, the kid becomes an Obscurial and kills you.
Yeah.
The wizards know this?
Yeah.
But they do it anyway?
It's the muggles that are the problem.
Oh, the muggles was like a muggle parent that doesn't know it.
Yeah.
And then they're abusing their kid, and their kid becomes an Obscurial and kills the muggle parent.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. was that creature?
It
That
was
dragon bird?
It was an Akme.
Akame.
Yeah.
Akame.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And you defeat an Akame by throwing a cockroach.
Yeah, because Akmes really like to eat bugs.
Okay.
So, and they also
Even
adjust to
even
fit,
when they're like 14 tons and huge, they'll
Yeah.
still want a little. Okay.
and they also adjust to fit the space that they have.
So you want to throw it a cockroach? You'll chase a cockroach no matter how big it is. And if you can throw a cockroach into a teacup, it'll chase it into a teacup.
Yeah, which will obviously make it smaller.
So the teacup has a smaller space inside, so he'll
Yeah.
shrink. He'll chase it and shrink himself
Hmm.
to go after the cockroach into the smaller space.
Yeah,
So he was really big because he was in a big house.
yeah.
So if he was outside, would he be like the size of the whole Earth?
Maybe.
That part we don't know. That's a little
Yeah.
unclear. But he likes to. Maybe he just likes enclosed spaces.
Yeah.
So he'd always be in an enclosed space, and the bigger the enclosed
Probably.
space. So if he went to like a big football stadium that was like a dome, then he could be really huge.
Yeah, that would be trouble.
That would be a lot of trouble. But then you could still, but he'd still like, he'd still see a tiny bug and go after a tiny bug.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay. So the little girl wasn't the Obscurial.
Nope, it was Credence.
It was Credence. So you spoiled that for us earlier. If you
Yeah.
remember. Okay.
Sorry.
Spoiler alert again.
Beep, beep, beep.
Colin Farrell turns into Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Or Percival Graves turns into Grindelwald.
Turns into Grindelwald. So Grindelwald is a powerful dude. He was taking on the
Yeah.
entire, like, those are the head of the American Muggles of Magic, or American Ministry of Magic, right?
Yeah,
And he was taking them on all by himself
Hmm.
until Newt showed up with his bag of tricks.
Yeah.
And even the odds from behind, like a coward.
Yeah.
Well,
love
maybe
Newt.
not like a coward. Like
Still
Grindelwald's
love
pretty-
Newt.
I was just kidding. They're trying to stop a villain, a very
Yeah.
dangerous villain. Even Grindelwald's like, you can't hold me. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to hold me, right?
Uh-huh.
Why don't they just throw him in the Lake of Magic?
I don't know.
They just don't do that. They just don't do that. Grindelwald, Lydia.
Yeah.
What is Grindelwald's motivation? Why is he doing what he's doing? He seems to be going through a lot of trouble.
So he's really upset because the wizards have the statute of secrecy, which keeps them hidden from the muggles.
Well, that kind of makes sense a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like if you're, why would they be hidden from the Muggles? What's the point of that?
Because they don't want like muggles like killing off their race, because muggles are obviously scared of magic, so
Yeah, because they don't what you don't understand, you're afraid of, right?
yeah.
Right. And Grindelwald doesn't like that.
Yeah, he thinks since wizards are way more powerful than muggles, they should not be hiding and like
Right.
maybe
So they're the more powerful. So they're the superior race or
Yeah.
the master race. I got it. Well, there you have it. The Crimes of Grindelwald.
that's the next movie.
Crimes of Grindelwald.
That's
No.
the next movie.
The Magical of Grindelwald.
That's still the next movie.
Well, what's this movie called?
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Of Grindelwald.
No.
Just Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yeah.
All right, I got it. Thanks for watching.
Bye.